suffer handsomely because of a powerful shark repellent called a trading edge. Now, in this industry, some super traders are pure fundamentalists. They can tell you everything about export production, stocks, and the whole works of the whole wedge oil market, all the statistics and data. Some are what we call pure technicians who simply look at price and volume to determine price direction. And some are hybrid, which I am, a techno-fundamentalist. Some of the important fundamentals I will look at. Some of the important technicals I will look at to make my decision. I will show you exactly how it's done shortly. Now, to have an edge in the market, ladies and gentlemen, you must have a method. A method. The type of method is not important, but having one is crucial. Crucial. And of course, the method must have an edge. People go to the casino in Genting, so shortly they'll be going to the casino in Singapore. They will lose. Why? Because that edge is in favor of the casino. Same thing with trading in crude palm oil market. You can't win without an edge, and if you do not have an edge, all the money management and discipline will do for you is to guarantee that you will gradually bleed to death. Bleed your company to death. Incidentally, if you do not know what your edge is, you don't have one at the present moment. Now, my subject here is understanding the stock market trend, the palm oil market trend, and what's next in 2010. Now, before I move into it, right, there are a few things that I would like to share with you, which is absolutely important. I always focus on this particular question. What matters in the palm oil market? What matters? And I know over years of trial and error that what really matters in the market is actually the price. The price. Now, why do I say this? Because price is everything. Because price is the only realistic composition of all market influences. Now, what are the market influences? Being a palm oil trader, I'm sure you've been exposed to this, bombarded with it actually, the fundamental news. All the news that come out on all the figures that comes from Indonesia, it may be a bit opaque, from Kuala Lumpur, and from US on the fats and oil situation. And then you've got the technical factors that tell you where the resistance, where the support, and so on and so forth. The psychological factors, when markets, like recently, it went up to near the 2,700 over, people say, well, that is psychological resistance, and the market has to come down. The commodity funds, right, commodity hedge funds, what they are doing. They were never in the market in the past, but today they are there, and these guys are big. They are big players, and they are the movers and shakers some of the time. The market makers, the insider activities, the speculative activities. Now, all these factors are actually reflected in the price. Reflected in the price. Now, everything is reflected in the price. Everything. Everything is reflected in the price. Price reflects the effects of supply and demand of everything, and all fundamentals are contained in the price. In other words, if the price of palm oil now is 2,450 per ton, believe me, that all the big boys have read the numbers, perhaps maybe a week or two ago or 3 days ago, and have factored in their buying and selling activities in that particular contract. In other words, all the time, the prices of palm oil run ahead of the news that you're going to receive from sources. Okay? Now, all fundamentals are contained in the price. In understanding the crude palm oil market trend, price is the only thing that matters, and that is the only thing I focus on. Because everything is factored, reflected, summed up, baked, and discounted in the price. In the price. The price is the only thing we want to look at because price is what a market is actually doing. Okay? Now, price is actually the reality. Now, this price that we're talking about, palm oil price, they tend to move in trends. Now, what is a trend? I remember when I was in Bangkok, I was conducting a stock market seminar, and one of the pretty girls stood up and asked me, was there, and I asked her, what's the trend? She said, in Bangkok, trend is black and long hair. Oh, I said, good. All right? So in the palm oil market, what is a trend? A trend in the palm oil market is something is repeating. it is that. Something is repeating. It's that simple. Uptrend is daily when you find the daily prices traded getting higher, all right? Highs getting higher, and then on a downtrend, you find the daily lows getting lower by the day. Now, these are the basic definition of a trend. Now, the trend is everything that matters about the price. I repeat, the trend is everything that matters about the price. And the only thing that ever matters about the market, the only thing that ever matters about market is which way it is moving right now. Because it is with that indication that you take your trade in the market as a hedger, to buy or to sell. Everything else is totally irrelevant. Hard to swallow, but this is a fact. Because the big boys, like the Wilma, like the Koch, the Cargill, the Sinamas, and you name it, the Bunge, they got those information faster than you because the analysis department, research department is more efficient than yours. All of us, some of the time. So they're pushing, they're moving. And by the time you get those information, you act, they are actually doing exactly the opposite of what you want to do. That is the market. So big money is only made by trading the direction and duration of a trend. Direction and duration of a trend. So for your hedging, to hedge effectively, you got to hedge with the trend. I remember when the market melted after hitting 4,005, I met two producers from two different companies, average size. Now at 4,500 they did not sell, at 4,000 they did not sell, all right? At 3,500 they did not sell, and the market eroded right down to 1,003. Now these two guys were having early morning breakfast, and they were having discussion with long face. You know, in the past when the market was on the bull run up, right? It was beautiful, good morning, and good morning in the restaurant. But that morning, things were quite different. Very sour face. And I overheard one guy talking to the other. He says, terrible, terrible, this market is melting. I didn't sell at 4,500, 4,000, 3,500, 3,000. It's melting. Not only is it affecting my company, it's affecting my sleep. He says, terrible, I can't sleep, you know? Simply cannot sleep. So this other guy was in the same position, the same plantation, did not sell, right? He kept quiet, continued with his Chinese tea and his power, right? And this guy said, look, you're in the same position as me. How come you're so calm? He says, yes, I'm very calm. Because in my position, you say you can't sleep. In my position, I sleep like a baby. And this guy got a bit excited. He said, what? You sleep like a baby? He said, yes, I sleep like a baby because every half an hour I wake up and cry. Okay, now we... You see, prediction in market are great. When prediction and reality diverge, one must go with reality. Analysis is great, but when analysis and reality diverge, we must go with reality. Knowledge is great, but when knowledge and reality diverge, we must always go with the reality. Now, my course in market analysis has been from the very complex approach to the very simple approach. I started analyzing market way back in 1980, and palm oil, when it was launched trading, if you look at the records of the exchange, right, I did the first trade of palm oil, 25 metric tons on October 23rd, 1980. That was where my career started in palm oil. So I started my approach from a very simple approach, from a very complex approach to a very simple approach. And when I think about it, I'm amazed that the most important, in fact, the most significant thing that I know about markets, particularly crude palm oil market, are actually very simple. Now, I was very fortunate to have learned these things, and I want to share them with you here today. I believe also that there is an order to the CPO market, and with the system that I'm going to show you afterwards, many of you will shake your head. This system will tend to call a fork, and a spoon. There is no if, no buts. Either it is a bull or a bear. Now, what I use here Now, this is the crude palm oil futures chart. Very simple. Bull run, peak 4,005, the bear run of 2008, 2003, and then 2009,